Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show.
The problem with the Legend Celebration event calendar starting early and how that affected you going up in progression and getting the better rewards. Also, Act 4 and 5, compensation chatter. Also, difficulty curve, like it's been a big increase in the difficulty and certain things need to be nerfed and dealt with. And also a banned player says they were banned for no reason. Well, we all know there's always a twist in the tale, so let's have a look at that. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome to an MCN for Monday. Not a huge amount going on in the community. There's a few things that we do want to look into, but something to bear in mind is that I believe Kabam Jax is going out on leave at the moment. I think he's on leave, but yeah, there's not much going on. I think we've got to wait a good couple of weeks before the new information drops. So yeah, lots kind of like mediocre stuff. So we kick off the show with this Legends Celebration event. As you know, we're in full swing of this one. Started last week and is in full swing. A lot of people are very unfortunate state of events where they were trying to push to be Paragon quickly. As we know, the Paragon rewards are some of the best currently in game when it comes to Legends Crystal, also when it comes to the calendar. So a lot of people are indeed pushing for this, or were pushing at the time to get the rewards. Now, the interesting thing about this, or non-interesting thing about this, is how the calendar dropped. Based on some information of how Kabam stated that the calendar would drop, it has come in at a point in time which people are unable, sadly, to get to the point quickly, or get to the start as quickly. Like they're saying, as give an example here, that we're all excited to hear about the 14-day calendar. And in the live stream, game messages leading up to the forum all say that Legend Celebration event and rewards began August 16th. We even received a message saying from August 16th, 5 PM PDT to 5 PM PDT on August 30th. And this player was saying, however, this is not the case. They started the event exactly 24 hours before they explicitly stated it would begin. They started at 8/6/16th at 000 UTC, when they should have started at 8/17 UTC, which would have been August 16th at 5 PM PDT, as per their own wording. All the rest of the events are starting around now, yet the highest rewards just for participating in the game began before they said it would. This is not an issue that affects just my account. This is a wider issue with game and the entire player base. I know that only who pushed to become next level at the 11th hour, but all of that, as it stands, was for nothing, with me being locked into the previous progression level rewards. Actually, the message from somebody that said, if I go up from Thronebreaker to Paragon, do I get the updated rewards? Or they did do that, and I'm waiting for a response to it, because from what I gather, I was like, well, no, if you've gone from Thronebreaker to Paragon and you have a look and it doesn't look like that, then of course it didn't kind of come off for you, sad times. But yeah, this was explained by Kabam, like before anybody kind of goes like, oh, this is outrageous, this is or this is like they don't care. It's like, look, let's see what Kabam have to say about it, because obviously people were pushing. So Kabam Mike says, hey there, that message was wrong and I apologize for that. This was the intended time for the event to start. It has created issues for you specifically. Please reach out to our support team, as nobody in the forums are able to assist you with your account specific issues. So that might be interesting, is like, maybe reach out. Like if anybody's in the same situation, reach out. You may get some resolve. I don't know. Never think that you're going to get a good result from Kabam. You know, there's something going on at the moment with White Mummy. If you know, White Mummy is and creates amazing artwork for the community, and is the person that created the start intro that we have on the MCN on a Monday. And White Mummy at the moment is having some issues when it comes to their country's ability to log in, which is weird because they can play other Marvel games. Riddle me this. Make it make sense. That's really what I have to say. Like, make that make sense. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about compensation. Compensation when it comes to Act 5, Act 4 and Act 5. So anybody that's completed Act 4 and Act 5 within the X amount of days, you are probably trying to get compensation from Kabam. And as Kabam is saying in his support tickets, saying like Act 4 and 5 will receive the rewards, but we still do not have specific date as to when the reward compensation will be distributed. Any additional details about this we found in game mail, yada yada. This is backed up by Kabam Mike, who says that just wanted to update everyone all the timeline of compensating players that have completed Act 4 and 5 in the last 90 days previous to their change. We are currently working to find all players affected, and will take us time to separate them by the rewards they each need to receive. This is going to take a little while. We don't have a strict timeline for this right now, but are working to get them out as soon as possible. So that at least kind of gives you an idea of that. We are going to stick with the story of Act 4 and 5. Some very interesting kind of like thoughts have come out, and also ties in and Kabam responses. So difficulty scale. So I heard a few people like say this to me, and I wanted to kind of like wait around to see like how people are kind of you know, responding to that, because I thought it was meant to be nerfed down. That's the thought process I've got from that, and especially from the pitch that Kabam said. So MK Knight put this, by the way, this is a little bit of a weirdness to the story. My account is Cavalier, and before anyone says I'm complaining about the revamp of Act 4 and 5, it's compensation or whatever, I'm not complaining for my account, but the lower one, as for my account Act 4, would be easy as squeezing lemons. However, I was doing quests for my little brother on his account. In a minute, this does get a response from Kabam. To help him reach Conqueror, and I was surprised to see all these champs in 4.6. So they have 120k health pools each. This is ridiculous, and even in struggling with my brother's champs burning through revives and health potions, yada yada. I thought this revamp was to ensure easier process for low-level accounts, etc. And yeah, obviously a lot of people are kind of like, look at the rock gift there. You were playing on someone else's account? Into the principles of, yes, and yes, that's a bit kind of like terms of service violation. Doesn't matter where the account is, and yeah, like Kabam Mike has kind of like responded back on this one saying, hey there, I can confirm this is not intended and we are working to fix it right now. Thanks for bringing this up. So the first point, to answer the first thing, yes, the health pools and some things with the champs are not right. It's not correct. And it's not fair, especially for newer players coming to the game. And do bear in mind, if you're a veteran player, this isn't a case of going like, oh, you know, making it easy. I guess it's a case of like, as I've said in the past, like we need more players to the game. The only way that this game can succeed and kind of like you keep your account in the future, whether or not you spend on it or don't, is having more players. We need more new players coming to this game. It needs to go on. As some people get peed off and go like, well, I'm done with this game. I quit this game, right? Then you need a player to replace that, whether they spend or whether they don't spend. Numbers need to be high so we can, you know, continue with our community going into as far in the future. Still impressive that this is a mobile game still going to this day. But that's a passionate fan base and player base. But also the second part to this is, you know, it's good that Kabam are kind of addressing it and going, right, okay, well, that's going to be sorted out. Part 2 to this, but also let your brother play for himself. That surprises me. But then there's just a thing, like, from what people don't see with this is, why is the more competent brother, the non-little brother, the person doing the thread, why are they playing on that brother's behalf? Is it a case that their brother kind of like rage quits from it, doesn't get it, isn't able to kind of like get the skill set ready? And that's something to be concerned of. If a veteran player is helping out by playing for somebody else. And this is why nowadays you see so many stories of like people going, oh, you know, mercs are kind of doing work for people, because it's like, oh, I can't be bothered to do it myself, or I'm not good enough to play myself. And it's like, no, that's not it. And that's something to be more concerned about within the eco space of the game. But in any case, it was very kind of like fun to kind of like, funny to kind of mention that one. And we got to go into a yet more funny story, a banning story, a banning for no reason. But is there a mystery with that one? Maybe yes. So I saw this and it kind of like, you know, it was a chuckle. It was a chuckle, especially because this player first off says, I was banned for no reason. So Kabam is doing great. There's literally nothing being best at mobile gaming, giving a ban to player for account for literally no reason, falsely accusing it for account sharing. My legal account received a monthly suspension for no reason. I woke up and tried to log into the game, and to my surprise, a source message which indicated that I broke the law. My account has been suspended for account sharing, even though nothing like that happened. I just have 2 accounts and a single device to run both my accounts. When I contacted Kabam support, my unban request was totally rejected. Even they accepted I may be using a single device for 2 accounts, but still my account will not be suspended, and all suspend timing will remain until the time indicated. What an unfair game this is. It is literally the worst support team I faced. Why would I face a monthly suspension for no reason? I want this issue resolved. I want my account back. Of course, a lot of people are very skeptical about what was said, you know, never for no reason. Obviously, your account has been logged into on another device that is not yours. I have multiple accounts and multiple devices. I play on my accounts or my devices. It's no problem. Yeah, I know many people, especially within certain different alliances, people that do it, and they've had no issue. So it's kind of like, there's always this particular subject, you know, people are very kind of like, you know, what's going on here? Something's not right. The player says the account is mine. Only one person has the access to it. It's my friend, but he hasn't played MCOC for months. As for the fact that multiple accounts, yes, I've logged into my old alliance mate's account too to complete wars, but they never got the ban. That's not correct though. That kind of implies you're not meant to do that. You're not meant to do that. That's piloting. That's suspicious. Plot thickens really with it. I mean, look, there's something mentioned about maybe this particular. Plot thickens, but it doesn't thicken. I mean, look here. This is, what is this? A straight up 30-dayer. Let's bring this in a shot, just so kind of like we can see this. So yeah, it's a straight 30-day ban for terms of service. And a lot of the time you kind of go, okay, this meant to be like a 1-day type job, 7-day type job, but it's just escalated straight to like a 30-day. I think in this particular aspect, and kind of not to, you know, this is maybe assuming, but if I was to assume this, I'd probably go down the line of going, what if the account that this particular player has been logging into had already had those offences? If they've like logged into an account that they didn't really know about, then maybe it's like they've already had that offence, like the 1 strike, the 2 strike, and now we're on the 3rd strike of more serious suspension, or yes, like a more serious suspension. I could be wrong with that. I'm not 100% sure how the bans system works with Kabam, because hey, I don't look to get banned. You know, I try and play my account as cleanly as possible, only stick to my own and my other account, which is Paul the Boy, which I haven't logged into in a long time because I don't have the time. MCOC is very kind of like, for the last 13 days, it's just been so full on, and I took this weekend off because it was just like, look, it's just such a full on 13 days, pumping out videos to do, keeping up to date with content. It's just been, yeah, just been really, really busy with stuff. And this, I think, is where the problem lies. This player does say that, I remember logging in and out 2 to 3 times on both my accounts just to clear the war. I mean, logging out of first ID after 1 to 2 fights, then instantly logging into the second account for a fight, logging back into my first account, but I clearly don't see an issue here as the logins were done as on the same device. That's not the point. The point is, it's account wise. If one of those accounts is not technically yours from the start, it's the same issue that a lot of people are so dumb when they buy other people's accounts that they go, oh yeah, I'll buy your account. Oh yeah, by the way, it's registered in a different place. It kind of gives the impression that it's like, if I had somebody that was in, I don't know, up country somewhere in the UK, maybe the same situation of going like, if you buy an account from somebody that made the account in like via VPN in some other place, it's like, it's going to give red flags to the systems and kind of go like, well, this isn't your account, this isn't your second account, it's you bought this account from somewhere. I don't know if that's 100% the case, but it's one of these things that feels to me how the algorithm of Kabam's punishment system kind of works. Definitely worked in this particular scenario. And I guess actually this is a further kind of better point of clarification, as chatter of forum says. Kabam doesn't have a statute limitation on terms of service violations. If your account shared months ago, and not recently, which I don't believe, but Kabam just become aware of it recently, that is still a ban worthy, as it's still a terms of service violation. It's like, yeah, it's like you have a terms of service violation like ticket on your account that will at some point, you know, like a parking fine. If you refuse to pay your parking fine, you're not aware of a parking fine that you have. It's not a parking fine that exists for you, and the people aren't going to just like tear up that parking fine. They're going to make sure that at some point, you know, you find your new address, they send you the parking fine and go, Joe Bloggs, you've got to pay your parking fine. And in this particular circumstance, they definitely paid that parking fine. And we end the show with arena results. Not a huge amount when it comes to results, just Photon. Looks like the champion went lower, but there's a lot of things going on at the moment. There may have been a little bit of a ban. There may have been a little bit of a summer holiday. Look, people are up to stuff. But look, position 381 is a bag in a 6-star, 76.5 mil. Top end, we're looking at 150th position, 162 mil. I think that's right. And then predictions for round 2. Probably looking at about 90 mil for Photon now. 38 mil for the 5-star version. So, grind if you want. Unsure about Wasp. We didn't have any info about Wasp. But, yeah, that's been it. That's been the results. And, yeah, good luck, everybody. Thanks very much, everybody that supports the channel as YouTube members, Patreon. And also check out some other content located on screen right now. And we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.